Hello again. Last summer, there were some very unpleasant scenes following the Southport affair, for which right-wing agitators were blamed. These centred chiefly around hotels housing illegal immigrants. At the time, some people blamed the police for the violent scene, but such suggestions were contemptuously dismissed. Last week, we saw some more disorder outside a hotel containing men claiming asylum in this country. But this time, the evidence was absolutely and irrefutably clear and may be viewed by anybody. Put bluntly, the police engineered what very nearly became a riot. I won't go into details of why residents in the Essex town of Epping are angry about the use of a hotel in their town for this purpose. It is enough that they are. A peaceful demonstration was held outside the hotel on the evening of Thursday, July the 17th. It consisted in the main of parents and children. The police were present and everything was calm. Then two things happened, one of them very odd. The police brought into the area a crowd of people who do not live in Epping, some of whom were masked and carrying posters proclaiming refugees welcome here. These people were met by the police at the tube station and then transported to where the local residents were expressing themselves forcefully but peacefully. In the description to this video, I give a few links to films which people took on their mobile telephones, and the police can be seen actually transporting these, so-called anti-racist protesters in their riot vans so that they can be placed right in front of the local people. I have never in the whole course of my life seen the police in this country do such a thing at any demonstration. Just to be clear, the police met them at the station, presumably by arrangement, and escorted them to waiting vehicles and drove them to the Bell Hotel so that they could then taunt and provoke the people living in the area who were already furiously angry. Try as I might, I cannot think of any other reason for the police to undertake such an action other than as a means of deliberately provoking the local people who were protesting. Here's a question. Has anybody else ever heard of or seen the police operating a minibus system in this way, collecting masked protesters at a station and then giving them a lift to the scene of a demonstration? If the aim was not to inflame the situation, then what other motive might there have been? When the object of the exercise had been achieved and husbands and brothers had come to support their womenfolk and scuffles began, the police, this is the Essex police, by the way, calmly loaded those so-called anti-racists back into their riot vans and drove them back to the tube station. And then, once things were getting lively enough, they called in the Metropolitan Police, and a near riot ensued. This has all the hallmarks of a conspiracy. I'm happy to be proved wrong about this, but it is certainly what it appears to be on the face of it. Another protest is scheduled for this evening in Epping, and it will be interesting to see if the police adopt this same tactic again. Look at the links I give and make your own minds up. I've spoken, by the way, to some people whom I know in Epping, and they confirm exactly what happened on Thursday night. An extraordinary state of affairs.